Welcome to this video guide on writing a cover letter from the Careers Service at Imperial College London. A cover letter is your first chance to make a good impression with the employer or opportunity provider. It is usually submitted in the early stages of the application process, and therefore it is important to create a positive impression, as this can help advance you throughout the recruitment process to the interview stage. It should demonstrate your motivation and interest in the opportunity and the opportunity provider, along with your suitability for it. You must indicate specifically why you have chosen them and show off what you know about them. A cover letter is not a copy and paste activity, as recruiters can tell very easily when a cover letter is vague and generic, or could be written for any number of opportunities or organisations within a sector. A cover letter should also not exceed 1 page for graduate and entry-level roles. However, when applying for more senior roles, they can be longer. Your cover letter should not be rushed. Aim for a quality document that will impress, as a rushed document is very easy to spot and will give a bad impression of you. Your cover letter could be read at different points in the application process, depending on when the organisation has set time aside to read them. Often, they're read at the start of the application process alongside your CV, but they can be read later in the process, for example, before an interview. Sometimes a cover letter is optional, but we would recommend that if you're given the option to provide one, then you should do so, as it will evidence a higher level of interest in the opportunity. The advice we provide in this video guide is tailored for the UK market, and while it is applicable to many geographical regions, it should be noted that there can be subtle differences in the structure and format of a cover letter for different countries. In addition to our services, we recommend that you use Going Global for country-specific cover letter advice, to ensure that your document is relevant for its intended purpose if you are applying for opportunities outside of the UK. We will refer to a cover letter example in this video. However, we encourage you to browse our guide for more examples that can be used for inspiration and to understand formatting and presentation. Use the link on screen or scan the QR code to access this resource. A cover letter has two purposes. It should evidence your motivation and interest in the opportunity and organisation, and it should evidence how your skills and experience make you a suitable candidate. A cover letter is a formal business document and has a specific structure. It begins with your address in the top right and the organisation's address on the top left. Underneath your address, you put the date that you're sending the document. Next, you begin the letter with your greeting. You will either be writing to a known or unknown recipient, which will change who you address the letter to and direct the correct formal ending. As you can see in our example, the applicant knows the name of the recruiter, Dear Dr. Woodfield, so they end the document with yours sincerely. If they didn't know the name of the recipient, they could open with Dear Sir or Madam, or For the attention of the recruitment manager. In that situation, as they do not know the recipient, they would use the valediction Yours faithfully to end. Once the correspondence details are set up, you can then focus on creating some content. A high-quality cover letter will start with a brief introduction to explain who you are and why you are writing, before moving on to clearly describe why you are interested in this particular opportunity and organisation. Be as specific as possible and evidence that you have researched them and that you know what they do and how they operate. Tell them what you like about them and focus on details which could include recent projects or discuss their values and behaviours. Avoid generic motivation reasons such as wanting to work for a multinational company, as this doesn't tell them why you have chosen them specifically. Your cover letter should also evidence many of the skills from the advertisement, including the person specification or a job description. You can discuss relevant education and extracurricular experiences that show off your skills and attributes and link these to the opportunity you're applying for. Experiences in the cover letter should be chosen strategically and relate to the opportunity where possible. The recruiter is assessing your abilities, motivations, and potential fit with what they have to offer. Writing a tailored cover letter can take time and effort in much the same way that getting a first in your academic studies will. If you put the effort in, you will likely reap the rewards. Here we have two examples of a motivation statement from a cover letter. The first example is not very good, as it's very brief and would be described as quite vague and lacking any specific examples. Our second example is much better, as it gives more detail, names specific things, and links the applicant's lived experience and interests back to the organisation and outlines what they care about. It can be hard to research an organisation to learn more about them, but there are several key starting points. Explore their website and pay particular attention to any recent news articles or case studies they've posted. You can often find information about their values and behaviours on an About Us page, which may indicate how they operate. Or you could explore social media to say what they're saying about themselves. Industry reports can also help you to gain corporate insights, and several reports are available from the college library, including MarketLine Advantage. Use the link on screen or scan the QR code to access this resource. Recruiters are trained to identify tailored documents that highlight your professionalism, motivations, and suitability for the opportunity. They're also looking out for excellent grammar, spelling, and punctuation, as any errors can indicate a lack of attention to detail, which could see you dismissed from the process. Make sure you proofread your work thoroughly before you submit it. Artificial intelligence, or AI, software is being used to review CVs by many well-known and large organisations who can attract many thousands of applicants. Its use is also expanding into other areas of the application process, including reviewing cover letters. With the growing popularity of AI tools such as ChatGPT, employers are already finding ways to analyse if a document has been created using AI. Your cover letter should be your own work to avoid the risk of plagiarism, and so that it can talk about your own personal lived experiences. We'll be monitoring any changes in the coming months and years around the use of AI and updating our advice and information accordingly. So, in summary, some of our top tips to enhance the content of your cover letter are to use full sentences and write professionally, as this is a formal business letter. Keep it to 1 page maximum for student and graduate level opportunities, but for roles above this level you can have 1 or 2 pages. Give specific motivation reasons for wanting the opportunity at the organisation. These reasons will be of particular interest to the recruiters and can help to set you apart from other candidates. When you discuss your experiences, make sure you show the impact you had, as this can help a recruiter to imagine you having impact if you join them. Think like the recruiter and ensure you are giving them evidence of relevant skills that they are looking for in a candidate. And draw on a range of experiences to evidence skills and behaviours that they are looking for. If your best examples come from sporting achievements or volunteering, then include it in your cover letter, as this doesn't have to focus purely on an academic context. A tailored cover letter will require time and effort to create, as it's often one of the most time-intensive parts of the recruitment process. A well-written and targeted cover letter can, however, have a great positive impact. Here are some next steps and further support. We also have a webpage dedicated to cover letter advice with many links and resources, including a link to our CVs, cover letters and personal statements guide. These resources will tell you more about structuring your documents and contain several examples to help educate and inspire. For further advice about your cover letter or to discuss anything careers related, you can book a one-to-one appointment with our career consultants through our Jobs Live platform. This is also where you can view our events calendar and book onto sessions that are of interest, or browse live opportunities, including internships, placements, and graduate roles. Thank you for listening. You can discover more about us on social media, or you can subscribe to our newsletter from your profile settings in Jobs Live to get the latest events and information.